But you know what? You're right.
Teachers across Alberta are dedicated to finding real ways for students with significant disabilities to develop literacy skills. One of their discoveries is how a guided reading approach can address the learning and communication needs of these students. In this video, you will learn about how a number of elementary teachers are using guided reading strategies to support all students in their classroom.
I've always known about the 4 blocks to literacy, and I've sort of set up my classroom with the 4 blocks to literacy, but I haven't done all 4 blocks during one day. It was always spread out over the course of a week. And now this year, with the 4 blocks to literacy in the Meville to Weeville, I'm doing literacy 5 times a day. And so it's been really, really positive to see lots and lots of gains in lots of my students because of how much we are doing with the literacy.
The goal of the guided reading block is to create structured opportunities for students to develop and practice skills and strategies needed to read and understand text. For students with disabilities, it allows them to see that reading is more than decoding and word calling. When planning for this block, teachers need to consider what activities and supports students will benefit from before reading, during reading, and after reading.
We do guided reading every day, and in my class I don't call it guided reading, I call it book bistro. And so we do it every day, and we pick, the stories are based off of a theme that we go through every month, and then we pick a story for the week or 2 stories for a week, and the kids do different types of reading during guided reading. Sometimes they do partner reading, sometimes we will watch the book on Bookflix or an animated version of the book. Helen, what else have we been learning about?
A life cycle.
About life cycles, you're right.
Before reading, the teacher sets out a clear purpose for reading so that students know why they are reading and how they can use the ideas or information in the text.
We need to learn a little bit about ponds before we go on our field trip, okay?
Prior to reading, students need opportunities to activate and build on prior knowledge. This is especially important for students with disabilities who may need extra support to make connections between what they already know and what they are about to read. Before reading activities, ensure that students will have a clear understanding of why they are reading a particular text, and they have the background knowledge, including vocabulary, necessary to engage with the text.
Guided reading, they love the different strategies, they love partner reading, they especially love when I make mistakes and I read. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
In the light of the sun.
No!
The guided reading block is an opportunity for students of all abilities to actively engage in reading behavior.
Was it my turn?
Opportunities for repeated readings will help individual students build reading fluency. Students will need varying degrees of supports to participate in guided reading. Digital resources that provide read aloud or other audio features can provide legitimate and engaging opportunities for students to access ideas, information, and literature.
I think my biggest learning was just to think beyond emergent literacy skills for kids with significant disabilities. So just to kind of open up the door and think in terms of comprehensive literacy for these students.
It is important to have focused after reading discussions.
And what's the last part?
A butterfly.
And then what happens?
Repeat.
Using a graphic organizer and adding to previously gathered information or revisiting predictions made prior to reading the story is a great place to start.
Should we add a thorax to this?
Writing activities connected to the reading helps take prior knowledge and relate it to the text.
My aha moment probably came from a little boy who, at the beginning of the year, had very, very minimal speech. It was one-word utterances, maybe two-word utterances. And slowly, by the time we got to Christmas, this little boy went from one and two-word utterances to full sentences, and using what I call a grade 3 voice. He was always a whisperer, or he used monster voices in the classroom, and now we hear his real voice in the classroom. And we've seen him go from a non-printer using lots of different technology tools to trying to print and do different things on the interactive whiteboard.